Hi kids, how are you? So let's go back to the book and talk about the maps. Remember in page 40, we had the world map. Come on, world map. Yeah, there we go. And we saw the compass rose. Remember, I have here for you a beautiful drawing. Yes. So see, this is the compass rose. Remember, north, south, west, east, northwest, southwest, northeast, southwest, east. Okay? Very good. But in the map, we don't have only the place itself. Yes, like here we have the world. So this is a world map. But sometimes we can have a map of a city, of a state, of a neighborhood, of a house. Yes? I did here for you the map of Brazil. So beautiful. Yes. So see, look here. The 5 regions of Brazil. This here is the name of the map. So this is the title. Then we have something that's called the scale. So look, depending on the size of the map, they do a drawing according to, for you to orient yourself. For example, if we have a road in Brazil that is 70 kilometers long, yes, so I do a scale of 70 kilometers. So I don't need to draw 70 kilometers because I will have much paper. Yes? So I draw it smaller, like 7 centimeters. And I know that these 7 centimeters will represent these 70 kilometers, you know? So when I walk these 7 centimeters, I'm going in reality needs to travel 70 kilometers. So that's the scale. It's the size that everything is being drawing. And then I did this here, my scale. And then we have the key. I didn't write here, but we have the key. Why we need the key? Because we have many colors, or generally colors, to identify each section of the map. So here's the regions. So 5 regions. So I have 5 colors, or the regions of Brazil. I don't know how many, but I know that each color is a region. But I don't need to write north here. I can only color. And then this color represents the north. Red represents the northeast, and so on. So this is called key. And the compass rose that we already know. And then in the page 41, I think it's 41, because here in my tablet it's all mixed, it's all together. You have the exercise 6. It's to do exactly this. We have the map of the United States, but it's not the states, it's the mineral resources. So look, in the United States, they have aluminum, they have lead and zinc, they have copper, iron, phosphate, gold, and silver. And then it's showing what mineral they have in each place. Yeah, so this is what this map is showing us. What do you need to do? You need to put compass rose, key, scale, and title in each of these places. So, do it. Pause the video to do it. And I will turn on the light. Oh, so much better. Okay, so could you do it? I will show you the answer, but I know you did it right because you're perfect. Come on. So you have, oh Lord, the United States is the title, yes? Then you have the compass rose. Then you have the key, that is all the symbols. And you have the scales, that is 700 kilometers. And I don't have the page here because the tablet doesn't help me. Ah, got it now. There we go. So I'll show you the answer right now. Okay, so here are the answers for you. Help me. Oh, there we go. So, United States Mineral Resources is the title of the map. This is the compass rose. This is the scale. And this is the key. So, you know that all the triangles is the aluminum. So, we have aluminum here. Yes? So, that's it. So, now you know the parts of a map. And then in the exercise 7, you need to complete with the sentences talking about the parts of the map. So, what tells you what the map is showing? The title. What do we use to orient ourselves in the map? The directions. We use the compass rose. What do we use to show the relation between the distances on the map and the real distance on the ground? The scale. And what explains the symbols we use on the map? The key. I'll show you one more time here. So, the title tells you what the map is showing. The compass rose orient ourselves on the map. The scale shows the relation between the distances in the map and on the ground. And the key explains the symbols on the map. Okay, so title, 2, compass rose, 3, scale, 4, key. Do you need it? I will show you anyway. There you go. Title, compass rose, scale, and key. There we go. And then in the exercise 8, we have a different map. It's not, we don't have only, we have the key, but the map is already the place, is as a map of a specific place. It's the landscape of Parrot Island. So it's not a state or not the mineral resources, yes, the regions, as I did here. So it's not the regions or the mineral resources, it's the landscape. Landscape. Yeah, landscape, paisagem, yeah? So, what do we see here in the landscape? What can we observe? We can observe here, we have sand, yes, and the beach, the water, yes. But all this is water, but this here is the lake. Look here. And this small part here, the blue one, is the river. And the green part, the dark green part, what is that? The forest. And here the sand, this yellow part, is the beach. And the black brown parts here are the mountains. And this red line here that is around the island is the road where people can go. And then we have, look, a very small gray part here for people to go over the river. That is the bridge. The lake, the blue is the river, green is forest, yellow is the beach, the brown is mountains, the red is the road, and the gray is the bridge. Very good. So that is it. Okay, then we go to geographical coordinates. Geographic coordinates we use, let's see the earth. We have two lines to divide the world. The equator that divides the world in north and south, and we have the Greenwich meridian that is here through London, yeah, through the, and it divides the world in east and west. And then all these lines we keep on drawing in our imaginary, and we make small squares that are called geographical coordinates. So let's read. The world is divided into two imaginary lines, the equator and the Greenwich meridian. The equator divides the earth in the northern hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere. The Greenwich meridian divides the globe into two equal halves, the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. So what you need to do is to look. You have the globe here divided. Oh, come on, show globe. Okay. You have the word look. You have the equator here and the Greenwich meridian, and you have to color the northern hemisphere blue and the southern hemisphere red, and you color the eastern hemisphere yellow. That's also the eastern yellow. Okay, so only one part. And then in the continuation, we have a small text here to put the words in the text, because when we have these lines and we have squares, we have the sailors use it to know where they're going. Not only the sailors, but the plane pilots as well. So look, I want to travel from Spain to the Canary Islands by boat. How can I do that? Best answer. You need to know the exact location of the Canary Islands on the globe. To do this, use the geographical coordinates, which are horizontal and vertical lines. The horizontal. Ai, nossa, mano, eu tô dando muito mal essa aula. Okay, so in page 43, we have the geographical coordinate. The geographical coordinates are many lines and squares that the earth is divided. Look here. This is the earth. Yeah? Here. This is the earth. So, there is a line here in the middle in an imaginary line that divides the world in north and south. This line is called equator. And there is another line, a vertical line, that is called Greenwich meridian. Okay? And then look here. We have the equator that is a horizontal line, and all the other lines that we divide the Earth are parallels to the equator. So these lines are called parallels. Then we have the Greenwich meridian, that is a vertical line, and we call Greenwich meridian, and it divides the world in east and south. And all the lines that are parallels to the Greenwich, they are not called parallels, they are called meridians. Yeah, so this is the meridian of Greenwich, and this is another meridian, another meridian, another meridian. This is equator. This is a parallel, this is a parallel, parallel, parallel. Okay? And then look, when we cross a meridian with a parallel, we form a geographical coordinate. And why do we use this? To know where we are in the map, like a GPS. Yes? And the distance between the equator and the parallel is called latitude. And the distance between the Greenwich and another meridian is called longitude. So look here. If I go from here to here to here, this space is called longitude. And if I go from here to here, this space is called latitude. Okay? Knowing this, we are going to do the activities. So, read the text and follow the instructions. Page 43, exercise 1. The world is divided by two imaginary lines, the equator and the Greenwich meridian. The equator divides the Earth into the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. The Greenwich meridian divides the globe into two equal halves, the eastern hemisphere and the western hemisphere. And then in this exercise, you need to label the lines. So this is the equator, this is the Greenwich meridian, and color the northern hemisphere blue, the southern hemisphere red, and color the eastern hemisphere yellow. Okay? The next exercise, you have the words. Number 2. Fill the blanks with the words from the box. You have distance, globe, imaginary, parallel, and vertical. I'll read for you and we complete together. Question. I want to travel from Spain to the Canary Islands by boat. How can I do that? Best answer. You need to know the exact location of the Canary Islands on the globe. To do this, use the geographical coordinates, which are imaginary horizontal and vertical lines. Horizontal and vertical lines that help locate geographical positions. The horizontal lines are called parallels because they are parallel to the equator. The vertical lines are called meridians and go from one pole to pole. We use parallels to determine the latitude and meridians to determine the longitude of a place. So we use parallels to determine the latitude and meridians to determine the longitude of the place. Latitude. We use parallels to determine the latitude of the and the meridians to determine the longitude of a place. Latitude is the distance between any point on Earth and the equator. Longitude is the distance between any point on Earth and the Greenwich meridian. Okay? So I'll show you the answers here. And that's it. This is something just for you to learn about geography. Okay? These are the answers. And your homework won't be about this. Homework's going to be the page 67 and 668. So, open your book in page 67. Okay, so you have one listening. Okay, so the listening about the verbs in the past. 67. And for the page 68, you have an exercise about the text, the time explorers. Okay, so circle the correct answers about the text, and the second one is for you to put the events in order. So you read the sentences, and then you need to remember the text if you want to read the text again and put in order. Okay, that's it for today. Bye bye.